The results of Ador's injunction against NewJeans. But was Ateez's Ice on My Teeth plagiarized? Idol's not getting paid? Leaking personal data over fan wars? And so much more in today's episode of Totally Legit K-pop News with me, Angelina. So if you're interested, please keep on watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and share this video with friends you don't have. Did you notice the new setup? It's not that it's like a new setup, but I have a new mic arm and I'm at a desk. And I feel like I'm just too centered and that the light is just not hitting me right. Do I need to buy a new light? I'm done spending money. Okay, moving on. So the biggest news that we have today, of course, is in relation to NewJeans. The Ador versus Hybe feud, which turned into Hybe and New Ador versus NewJeans, which turned into Hybe and New Ador versus NJZ. So of course, on November 28th, 2024, the members held an emergency press conference where they talked about their grievances with Ador and how they lost trust in Ador and that they're leaving Ador and that their contracts are just no longer valid. If we remember in that video, they said that their contracts would be terminated as of November 29th, 2024, that they'd continue out their scheduled activities as promised, but then after that, it's done. And so they're going independent and they're even changing their name to NJZ, even getting brand deals as NJZ, trying to continue their lives as idols as NJZ, separate from Ador, which of course, Ador is not having it. So of course, we heard that Ador is taking it to court. They want to prove that the contract is valid and that NewJeans have to remain NewJeans under Ador, that they can't just do this. But in the meantime, as these things tend to take a while, Ador filed an injunction specifically to prevent NewJeans from doing their independent activities as NJZ, which would include independently signing advertising contracts. And as we've seen, the advertising contracts that they've been doing so far have been under the name NJZ, or rather all 5 of their names together, right? Now, the injunction would also prohibit them from engaging in any entertainment-related activities, including songwriting, composing, and singing. This injunction is just in the meantime, right? While they fight to prove that the contracts are still valid, they're filing this injunction as like an emergency for the court to be like, okay, either yes, NJZ will be blocked from being NJZ, or no, they can continue on until it can be proven that the contract is valid, right? But according to the Seoul Central District Court's Civil Division 50, they ruled in favor of Ador, essentially blocking NJZ's activities as NJZ. Now, of course, they're more than free to continue as NewJeans. So that's where we are with NJZ, who now have to go by NewJeans legally. So from there, we've gotten statements from both Ador and NJZ_PR. Starting off with Ador's statement, "We deeply appreciate the wise judgment of the court in the provisional injunction case." Again, this injunction is just in the meantime while they figure out this whole contract validity thing. As Ador's status as the agency of NewJeans has been legally confirmed, we will fulfill our responsibilities in supporting the artists moving forward. We also plan to provide full on-site support to ensure that this weekend's Complex Con performance proceeds under the name of NewJeans, represented by Ador. So if we remember correctly, NJZ were supposed to perform at Complex Con Hong Kong, and they were going to release new music. Now with the injunction, as I've read previously, not only are they prevented from signing independently advertising contracts, the injunction seemingly also touches on prohibiting them from engaging in any entertainment-related activities, including songwriting, composing, and singing. So I wouldn't be surprised if they performed at Complex Con Hong Kong, that the new songs in question might be scrapped. We'll have to see, right? But continuing on, Ador sincerely hopes to meet with the artist soon and have an honest conversation. We earnestly ask for your warm support and encouragement for NewJeans as they continue to grow together with Ador. Thank you. So now, of course, NewJeans legally have to comply with this, right? They can't just continue on as NJZ. So in their statement, they do say that they respect the court's decision. However, we believe that the decision did not sufficiently take into account the fact that the members' trust in Ador has been completely destroyed. We've talked about this time and time again. This is one of the main points that they cite when it comes to terminating their contracts, that the trust they have in Ador is completely gone. Due to the nature of provisional measures, we must proceed quickly. The decision was made in about 2 weeks after the hearing on March 7, 2025, and as a result, there was not enough opportunity to fully explain all the specific facts to the court. Additionally, due to the asymmetry of information, Ador and Hybe have access to all the information regarding the members' entertainment activities, while the members are in a situation where they must individually contact related parties to request information. There were also cases where many people could not cooperate due to the pressure and fear of retaliation that comes with being involved in a lawsuit. They go on to explain their plan moving forward, which includes to dispute additional issues through the objection process, and in that process, we will supplement the explanatory materials as much as possible and contest the decision. Above all, until the point of terminating the exclusive contract, the members faithfully fulfilled the contract and did not commit any fault, while Ador and Hybe, which stands behind it, continuously treated the members unfairly and discriminatively, destroying trust. We believe that it is only a matter of time before the truth becomes clear. They go on to describe that this decision, the injunction, is a temporary decision, right? As I've mentioned multiple times throughout this video, it was kind of like an emergency thing that Ador filed in the meantime while they're figuring out the contract validity thing. Between Ador and the members, a main lawsuit to confirm the validity of the termination of the exclusive contract is also ongoing. And at the hearing scheduled for April 3rd, we will once again clarify that the contract was lawfully terminated. Unlike the provisional injunction process in the main lawsuit, we can more freely utilize the civil litigation system to secure the necessary evidence, and through this, we expect to significantly strengthen the evidence supporting the members' claims. Again, this brings us back to netizens wondering, how do you unilaterally end a contract? Can you unilaterally end a contract? Should you unilaterally end a contract? A lot of entertainment companies, in shambles that this could be possible. They continue to say, the members of NJZ are going through a difficult time, but as always, we are trying to overcome this situation calmly and resolutely. Thinking of bunnies and many of those who support NJZ. NJZ values our promises to fans above all else, and in order to communicate with fans with even greater joy, we will do our best in the remaining legal proceedings. As we have repeatedly stated before, we NJZ cannot continue to work with an agency that has insulted our character and belittled our achievements, regardless of monetary issues. Once again, we would like to state that the reason we are pursuing this lawsuit is to protect our values and rights. Meanwhile, after much deliberation, we decided to participate in ComplexCon scheduled for March 23rd to prevent causing unforeseen harm to fans who are looking forward to the concert and the many related parties involved. We ask for your continued support and encouragement as you watch over us. Thank you. So that much anticipated ComplexCon performance is still going to go as scheduled, though again, I don't know if they would be even legally allowed to perform the new songs that they had prepared. Oh my god, not again. So fun. Oh, now I won't. I literally will just be here sitting peacefully and I'm attacked by fireworks. And I'm like, I didn't mean, and then I try to do it and it's not working. Okay. Thanks. Appreciate it. From there, we also saw their Instagram stories from their NJZ account. Basically, all these emojis saying that they'll be strong forever. And then this one again, bunnies forever love, or forever love bunnies, whatever. You get the gist. So I do want to say, because the response that I've seen to this so far, of course, is polarizing. But there's a lot of people kind of talking about this like this is the end all be all. And you know what? Maybe it does give a little bit of insight into what the final ruling might be, but you never know. But I've seen a lot of people talk about this as if it is the final ruling. And I just want to say and clarify that it's not the final ruling. Again, if you want to take this as some type of insight into what may be to come, that's different, but this is just the injunction that Ador filed. Whereas the main lawsuit to prove whether or not NewJeans' contract is still valid and whether or not they would still, be legally obliged to stay with Ador or be allowed to continue their independent activities is still ongoing. The outcome has yet to be determined for that specifically. But with all of that said, let me know what you think. What are your thoughts on all of it? Of course, let me know in the comments. Let's move on to a plagiarism accusation. Fans are accusing a Cambodian group of plagiarizing Ateez's Ice on My Teeth music video. To be clear, this is fans claiming similarities, right? Neither Ateez nor their music video director or anyone of the sort has come out and said that their work has been plagiarized, just for clarification. Let's check this out. Still a singular earphone. I have two, I swear. I do believe it's just the music video, but let's listen in case. That clip was straight out of 21's Missing You, but that's a topic for another day.
So baby, come and play with me
Silly Love Game by Forever. That's a cute name. So people immediately saying Ice on My Teeth, people comparing it to Ateez's Ice on My Teeth. And we have some comparisons. People pointing out, number one, that the promotional material for both songs are quite similar. So here we have Ice on My Teeth and Silly Love Game, both like a blue gradient type of thing, similar font, if you will. I mean, I wouldn't say exactly the same or anything, but you know, similarities here. But then the scenes side by side. So here we have Ateez and then Forever, like in front of a mansion with masked people behind them. Then the chess scene. And then here it says, this has to be another level of shameless. A to the Z, not only did you plagiarize Ateez, but also admit it right out the MV. Someone even pointing out that the posters are similar. Okay, some more comparisons here. Ice on My Teeth, Silly Love Game. So, what do you think of the similarities? Do you think they're a little too similar? Or do you think it's not enough? For example, if you just isolate certain themes like a game of chess, you could find that in other music videos as well. Being in front of a mansion, you could find that in other music videos as well. So do you think that's just the case? That is just commonly used things? Or do you think everything put together is really what does it? Let me know. Let's talk about Everglow, because Yiren has recently claimed that, oh my god, no, I can't go on YouTube without Yellow Jackets or Severance being spoiled to me, and I can't do this right now. What was I looking for? Oh, me. I made a short about this, so we'll read some of those comments. But Yiren from Everglow has basically said that the group has never gotten paid. Like, ever. So let me read to you what she said. I love the stage very much, but in a sense, I have zero income. But I don't want to give up this career. In reality, we haven't settled yet. Not once. So the tour is really what we want to show our fans, and we are working hard to prepare, but I'm sorry that there are no new songs and performances to show everyone. That's not it, because she also responds to a fan who's saying, baby, I can't believe there hasn't been any pay settlements. I thought there was a way after following a few shows previously, and she responds, from debut until now, not even once. I'm a worker with zero salary. Haha. It's okay, at least I can still see Forever and have the chance to stand on stage. It's fine. The topic of idols not getting paid. I've talked about this before, because of course a lot of time idols will have like a trainee debt to pay off, right? And then I'm not exactly sure that this is how it works, but of course a company will also pay for your rent, they'll pay for your food, they'll pay for whatever plastic surgery you would need. Like they'll pay for literally everything. I presume you get free clothes and stuff. Pay for everything within not even within reason, but within like a certain amount of control, because I'm like pretty sure like, oh, you have like a card that you can pay for food with, but don't. You know what I mean? So all that to say, I'm sure that all of that adds up as well. Like your trainee debt, and it's like, oh, well, we actually also pay your rent and everything else. So that is adding up too. And then you end up just like never getting out of that debt and consequently never getting paid. Allegedly, I don't know that that's like 1000% how it works, but let's read what some of you guys thought of this story. The company really taking the we will pay you with exposure to the next level. Reminds me of when Daisy said that she got more from her normal translating job in like 2 years than her entire time as an idol. There should be a law against that. I've never been paid, but it's fine because I get to stand on stage. This mentality is heartbreaking. I bet companies pump into idols' heads, you're lucky to be able to stand on stage. We're making you famous. Anyone else would kill to have this career and blah, 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 blah. A million excuses to not pay them. One word, exploitation. Jail for whoever's in charge. I don't care what BS excuse they have, jail. So of course, let me know your thoughts on all of that. And I hate to say, but I don't think it's really uncommon. Let's discuss it in the comments. Now we have a wild story regarding Wonyoung from IVE. Now, Wonyoung didn't do anything. She's a mere, shall we say, inspiration, muse behind this story. Let me read this to you, because according to Spo TV, there was a pregnant woman on Chinese social media who made malicious comments about Wonyoung, and a 13-year-old girl did not appreciate this pregnant woman's malicious comments towards Wonyoung of IVE. The user was said to have bragged about not facing any consequences because she was living in Canada, and claimed that her father was a high-ranking official for the search platform Baidu. It seems that netizens were able to confirm that was her dad, and he actually apologized for this. My 13-year-old daughter got into an argument online, lost control of her emotions, and shared someone else's personal information on her overseas social media account. As a father, I deeply regret not properly teaching her to respect the privacy of others. I sincerely apologize to those who were affected. I mean, obviously, this has gone viral. People are people are talking about this because it's like what was the tweet that I saw? The concept of having your personal data leaked because you were in a stan war with the daughter of a Chinese tech firm's vice president. But I mean, of course, let me know what you think of this situation. I mean, I want to know what data specifically, because given like the dad's apology, it doesn't seem like that serious. I don't know. It's not surprising either. I'm not surprised that a K-pop stan would do this. So then Lisa actually did a performance video of F Up the World. During the part where she says, if you want the old Lisa, then listen to my old shit. She does a specific hand sign. Let me show you. Then listen to my old shit. She does a very specific, I mean, the backup dancers do a very specific hand sign, which is L-A. La Lisa love. Do you guys remember in La Lisa, that was the hand sign that she used, as evidenced here. L-A, L-A. Call me L-A-L-A-S-A. So people were just discussing that. Is it shading YG Entertainment somehow? What do you think of that? And then we have Somi, who did a TikTok dance to an explicit song. Then we had this interaction. I feel bad for Somi. She rushed high school to be a K-pop idol, and now she sits in the Black Label building for her peak years, waiting while all she amounts to are explicit TikTok dances. To which she responded, to be exact, started at the age 12. But yeah, ouch. I made a short about this too, so let's read some of your responses. But yeah, am I too like head on? I feel like a side profile would be better, but whatever. It's sad because it's mostly true. She's stuck in the Black Label's basement and all she can do for now is TikToks. She'd be better off at another company. Truthfully, I felt bad for her ever since she said it takes the Black Label about a full year to write a song. To be brutally honest, many idols are glorified TikTok dancers. She's just a soloist, which is so much harder to survive in the K-pop industry. Somi is such a queen for the response. I'm glad she didn't take it to heart and joked about it. I mean, the dance wasn't explicit, but the commenter wasn't entirely wrong. I'm wondering if Somi was like, well, you ain't wrong, or if the ouch meant kind of rude, but whatever. Either way, I'm glad she kept it short and sweet. She honestly has a lot of talent, but the Black Label really is stifling some important years for her. All we can do as fans is hope she finds a good company once her contract is over. Sometimes I wonder if I sometimes wonder if it's another case of fans being like, I want my idol to work more. And we already know how grueling like an idol schedule can be. If an idol can survive, have no debt, and not have to be on music shows 24/7, all these schedules all around, keeping in mind that being a brand ambassador, having ads is probably what makes the most amount of money anyways, and idols are doing that outside of making music all the time. If you can do all that, be successful, live in a nice place, is it really that bad? Or does it speak to a bigger subject of if your one comeback doesn't do as well as the company thought it would do, that you're just shelved? I mean, mind you, like is the Black Label, which is kind of like YG Entertainment anyways. Even if the comeback does great, like the chances that we're gonna see you again soon, pretty low. But let me know your thoughts, okay? Sakura of Le Seraphim was seen wearing this denim dress, this infamous denim dress, which has been worn by many a K-pop idol. I just wanted to say, you know, in those magazines, it's like not who wore it, but I guess it is who wore it better, but this is not who wore it better, but rather everybody wore it. So let me show you because it's fun. That's it. Don't think too much into it. Stop overthinking it. Here she is in it again. Wait, do we even have the compilation? Winter wore the dress, and I know Shuha as well. Oh, I didn't even know IU wore it. I thought it was just those three. And then Shuha in the music video for Queen Card. Queen Card. I'm twerking on the runway. And then Ace have parted with their agency, but it seems that their agency is letting them keep their name and anything that might help them in their next endeavors. So that's it for the news. As for me, I've actually been reading. Oh my God, I've literally been reading. So I read I Who Have Never Known Man, but I read it in its original. Damn. Let me breathe, focus. I read it in its original French. Now I'm currently reading Annihilation, which is not in its original English, but I found it in French, so I'm reading that as well. And I have Silo in French. I am losing my French, and I grew up speaking freaking French. How do you lose a language you grew up with? It's literally possible. Don't think it can't happen to you. So I'm like trying to read in French at least. But yeah, I am on a reading journey. So if you have any books that you'd love to recommend to me, I mean, I guess it's science fiction. I don't know that I'm like pigeonholed into a specific genre or whatever, but let me know. I guess that's the only update I have for you guys. That is basically it for today's video. Thank you so much for joining me. Don't forget to like, comment, and share this video with friends you don't have. These are the lovely individuals who help support my channel on a monthly basis. It means the world to me. Thank you so much. And as for me, I'm gonna get going. So I'll see you guys next time. Bye. And let me know what you think of the new setup. If you even noticed. If you think the lighting is off. I need to know. I need to know. Bye.